Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe the fact I got a flat at 6 adds to the mystique of what might exist.
How's it going, everybody? So I was going to make this video solely for the people who purchased the new MyoBrain book, HyperStrong, to demonstrate the idea of top sets and back off sets and how we go about that. Sometimes it helps for people to actually hear it explained as opposed to see it written down. So I was going to make it just originally for that, but I thought, why not just upload it to YouTube so everybody can learn. So this is going to be specifically detailed towards the program I'm talking about in the book. But if you understand the principles here, it can probably help you better apply back off sets if you're a little bit fuzzy with the concept. Okay, so let's get right into it. The first few things that's relevant here is, again, we're talking about auto-regulation. That's the whole concept of doing top sets and back off sets, is that you're trying to perform at your level of ability of that day. Again, so just kind of reviewing what auto-regulation means and why we're doing it. And the second thing we need to understand is our minimum and maximum scales. We talk about a lot in the book. And again, if you're not familiar with that, or a quick reminder, your minimum will be about 90% of your PR of that rep, and your maximum will be about 102% of your PR at that rep, okay? So the actual prescription of what we'll be doing here is the first high intensity or strength squat session from the workout routine HyperStrong. So you see up here it says squat 1x6 plus 2 to 4 sets of 6 at 5 to 10% off at an RPE 9. So it does a lot of shit to see in one little description of an exercise. So I'll walk you through it if you're not super familiar with that. Okay, so our example we give here, the minimum, maximum, again, we have to find that out to kind of give us a guideline of where we should be hitting that top set. Okay, so again, 102% of your PR, 90% of your PR is your minimum. So let's just say, hypothetically, for this guy, his minimum for a 6-rep max would be 275, and his maximum would be 320. So again, his PR is probably somewhere around 315. I just made these numbers up, but so again, that's what he would kind of go. He or she would go into the gym with as a good idea of what they should be aiming for. And again, based on how they slept, how much they ate, how good they feel, how much caffeine they had, all of those things, that's going to kind of help them determine where on the spectrum they should take that top set, okay? So I gave you guys kind of as two generic examples. The first one is when they felt good, and the second one is when they felt average. Hopefully you don't have too many just straight bad days, but if you do, that's where the minimum comes in. You hit the minimum, you do a little bit of work, and you move on to the next day. But let's start off with the good news, and if you felt good, how do you go about this, okay? So let's say he or she felt good, and they went with 315 for 6. So again, not a PR, but you matched a PR, which is, most people would take that on any given day to consistently match PR. So I would call that a good day. A great day would be if you actually hit a PR, okay? Okay, back where we were, after you hit that top set, again, we're on this feel pretty good, you go for that top set, you need to kind of mentally grade how that set went. So I labeled right here that they crushed it. So maybe they were thinking they probably had another rep and a half in the tank, maybe it wasn't even an RPE 9, they definitely could have PR'd if they would have went for it, right? So with that in mind, they would only take off 5% off the bar. So again, you always see there's a range here with how much you should take off the bar. We never say just arbitrarily take off 7% or take off 10%. Not that that can't be good and utilized, but if you're going to auto-regulate things, you probably should get as close to what you need as possible. So again, very generically, if this kind of goes over your head a little bit, when you feel good, take less weight off the bar, so closer to this 5% number. When you don't feel as good, take more weight off the bar, closer to that 10% number, okay? So let's say they crushed it on this 315 for 6. So you're going to take off the minimum off the bar, which would be 5%, which roughly comes out to about 300 pounds. And again, so that would be his first back off set here, 300 pounds for 6. And then you just go through the same exact process. You rate it with an RPE, so you can use the RPE scale. Most of your stuff will be between a 7 and a 9. You rate where that was, and again, the goal is to reach RPEs of 9. So hopefully this top set was around a 9. Once you take some load off the bar, it should be quite a bit easier since you're not doing the same amount of weight. So say hypothetically this was a 9 here. You take off 15 pounds or 5%. maybe this is an 8 or 8.5 if you feel pretty good that day. So again, you would decide to do more sets. And again, you're going to do between 2 to 4 more sets on this program. So again, your total workload would be between 3 to 5 sets. And all you would do to determine if you do another set is, did you reach that RPE 9, right? So if you should be able to do a minimum of 2 sets, even on a pretty not very good day. So again, you could probably hit this 300 for 6, do it again, and then if you just felt really bad, you could probably just move on to your assistance work or your variation movements. But if you feel good and you haven't yet reached this RPE 9, you should do a 3rd set. And then after that 3rd set, you kind of ask yourself, how did that feel? How was the bar speed? If you record it, how did it look? And then you say, okay, I could do another set. And then you do a 4th set. And then we're going to cap it at 4 sets on this exact workout. Because if we don't cap it, you can kind of get carried away with the volume. And the program is designed to have a linearly decrease in volume. So we can't get too carried away with how much auto regulation we have. We want to kind of give you guys, and not just you guys, but just programming in general, some loose guidelines to make that day better, but not lose track of the overall goal of a kind of a macro cycle, okay? So that kind of explains how you go about it feeling good. The same exact concept if you feel kind of average. So again, say you just didn't sleep terribly, but your workouts are, feeling pretty good in warm-ups, but you're probably not going to PR today, and that's perfectly fine. Let's say this person goes 305 for 6. So again, almost right in the middle of their minimum and maximum here, which is, again, is probably going to be where most of your workouts are going to land. So 305 for 6, again, you rate that based on how it felt. And let's just say they said that felt decent. Again, this is going to be more common to feeling average, decent workout. So let's say they go right in the middle of that 5 to 10% and take off 7% off the bar. Again, so that would be 285 for them. They would do 285 for 6 and go through that same exact process. They would say, okay, that 285 for 6 was a little bit easier than I thought it was. We definitely have another set. After that 2nd set, you say, okay, how did it feel? How did it look? Blah, blah, blah. And then you go for another set. And it's pretty much that simple, guys. And just kind of give it one more level of deepness. And again, this is kind of just for people who want to do that. You don't even really need to pick an exact percent off the bar and stick with it. For example, if you hit that 1st set at 7% and it was like super easy, and maybe you just underestimated what you were capable of that day, then you can add on another 5 pounds for those other back off sets to get some more work in. But just make sure you're still in that kind of 5 to 10% range. It's just more the idea of you're taking some load off the bar and being able to get that consistency. 3rd interruption for this video. But yeah, so that's it, guys. Hopefully this explained the back off sets in a little bit more detail. Again, some of you may be more experienced. This may not be a relevant video for you. But if you are new to back off sets, like I know I was a couple of years ago, it can be kind of weird with all of these numbers and how much do I take off and all of that stuff. So hopefully this helps to just kind of clear up any kind of confusion you guys have with how you should pick between that 5 to 10% number. Again, don't get bogged down in the details. Take more weight off the bar when you're not feeling good. Take less weight off the bar when you are feeling good. Do more sets when you feel good. Do less sets when you don't. It's not super complicated, but just the way we do it helps us quantify some things to help us as coaches and also you to see your progress over the long term. So thank you guys again. If you purchased the HyperStrong book, if you're just watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you watching it as well. Hopefully you guys learned something about back off sets. If you are new to the channel or whatnot, make sure you subscribe here, like the video, share the video, all of those things. Comments below if you have any sort of questions with back off sets and whatnot. And that's it, guys. I appreciate it. Take care.